What up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. I am your host, A.D. Walker. Yeah, there you go. The Pusha, the Grower, the Motivator. Good morning. Good morning. All right, let's go. Let's see. Mama Corey in the building. Lisa in the building. Good morning, guys. Make sure you're sharing. Sharing is most definitely caring. Let everyone know that the brothers are on. Yes, it is Labor Day. Happy Labor Day to everybody. Happy Labor Day. Appreciate you guys for being here, rocking with us. Listen, I won't be before you long. It might be just me this morning. You know, it's Labor Day. People are resting. There we go. Good morning, Aunt Sam. Um, Make sure you connect with me because I need to get with you uh, later. I don't know if I have your number, but get with get with your sister, get the number, text me so I can get some information from you. All right. Appreciate you guys for being here, rocking with us. Another week in September. The first is this the first? Yes, first Monday in September. So I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for always being a part of what we do as we grow and continue to affect lives. We are really building out some programs. Speaking of which, today at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is our Brothers Accountability Call. So if you're watching this on replay, appreciate you, Sam. Make sure you are connected to us so you will get the notification so you can be a part of the call. Text LW into 84576. Text LW into 84576. So get my brothers on the calls. We can chat it up. Got some things I want to discuss, as well as let's talk about our goals and all of that good stuff. So I appreciate you guys for being here, rocking with us. Another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. Again, make sure you share. We got our YouTube goals, right? We smashed it last week. We had a 2-week goal. We definitely made it. I want to see if we can get to the next step. So got a 106. I'm gonna put it out there. It's not big, but it is progress. So we have 106. Let's see if we can get to 200. 200. As Pastor said, if we can get to 100, we can get to 1,000. So if we can get to at least 200 by next week, that'd be awesome. Let's get to 1,000 by the end of September. I know it's kind of jump. Even if you do the numbers, it's like that's big. We can definitely get there. So what I need you to do, if you're in the YouTube space, make sure you hit the share button. Take that, send it to people you know. Because what happens as people come on, people subscribe, people watch. People gotta watch. Just don't watch a little bit. Just gotta watch, or at least watch a whole episode. You know, so talk about the watch time. Watch a whole episode so that the algorithm will say, "Hey, these brothers are talking some good stuff." So it'll place our broadcast in front of more people. All right, that's how we do. That's what we do. And I want to thank you for being here. Another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. Today we're talking: are you positioned for growth? Are you positioned for growth? And it's a couple of factors to that. Are you positioned to grow into opportunities? Are you positioned to grow into better relationships? Are you positioned to grow into the life that you are seeking? And there's some basic principles to it that I've kind of realized, discovered, seen, and experienced myself. So we're going to get into that. Again, I appreciate you guys for being here. I've shut some stuff down. I don't got that many windows open. So I want to thank you guys for just, again, being a part. Make sure you share. Tonight, make sure you check out Purpose for Forever. My wife and I are having relational conversations that are affecting many people. So make sure you check it out. Also, we had an amazing event on Saturday. Shout out to the Macklemores, Mike and Tiffany, held down a Purpose for Forever event. Amazing, amazing, amazing. If you're watching, P4F at 84576. P4F, P as in purpose, 4, number, forever 84576. Also, we got a challenge this week as well. Hopefully, my folks are keeping up with the challenges. Trust me, we struggle as well. So make sure you share. Make sure you get into it. We're gonna get into this conversation. Not gonna, what does it say? Hold the time, or whatever they say sometimes at church. I'm gonna keep you. Not gonna keep you long, but I did want to share some things with you. Some things I've noticed when it comes to positioning and growth. Listen, real talk, before I even get into that conversation, I need you guys to slow down. Listen, here in Georgia, there's been several fatal accidents that have happened on the roads in the last couple of days. One involving like 4 or 5 cars, fire. That means they're going way too fast, way too fast. Cars don't just explode like that. I've seen just on a basic road from some rain, the car was like sideways on the road, like on the side. Like, so it must have hit something to get like that. It don't make any sense. It don't make any sense. Everybody need to be careful. Drive with some sense. Drive with some sense. Just, I mean, you're paying attention. Just pay attention to what everybody else is doing, because that's exactly how I drive. I stay watching everybody, you know, and there's no need to speed. There's none. You should not be doing 90. There's no reason to. No reason to. No, none. I mean, I get it. Sometimes clear road, boom, book it. But outside of that, it's not. If there's cars, you should not be at 90. If there's any cars in front of you, you should not be at 90. All right. So I'm just saying, it's my PSA. This is just my PSA, as well as the mental health 988. All right. So we're going to get into this. People, we got to grow. Man, we got to do better. 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 Because it's not just my young folks. Cole in the building. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, my brother? I appreciate you for being here. So we're going to go ahead and dig into this. Are you positioned to grow, or are you positioned for growth? Are you positioned for growth? Because a lot of times, you know, if you're positioned for growth, you're positioned to grow. But at least, are you in the right spaces mentally, spiritually, socially, to really get the most out of your life? All right. So let me just go ahead and kick this off. Uno momento, por favor. And we're going to get into it. Let's see. Splash. Look at this splash. What's that going to do? All right. Actually, you know what? Let's do a good throwback, because I need a minute. Let's see. How long is that one? Just another day. All right. Take it. Let's me. Let's see. I got rid of it, I think. Oh, there you go. I want to welcome you to the Brothers of Legacy broadcast, where we are changing our community one conversation at a time, every day.
We are creating a new legacy. Change gon' come, change gon' come, change gon' come, change gon' come, change gon' come. A co-op has to start with ownership. Right. We have a mindset of either I want to make a lot of money or survive. Make a bunch of money, or I gotta figure out how to survive.
When you have a real bond, when everyone has, we come in with real expectations. Mm-hmm. Because this is covenant.
The whole point is that we as a people, with our money and time, aren't often making this journey possible, often invested in the business.
The Brothers of Legacy. We don't stand out. We stand up.
Boom! Guess who steps in the room? Don't do that, Lexi. Don't do that. They love my singing. They love my singing. They love it. What up, Richard? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. 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 All right. So let's get into it. We're gonna again, we're talking about are you positioned for growth and what that really means. Because like I said, it's a it's a mental thing as well as what you're doing, and kind of like how you living, your conduciveness. Well, or let's see, what you're doing, the company you keep, and how you're living, kind of creates the space to be positioned to grow, right? And I'm gonna dig into what I mean. Let's hold on 1 second. Just write some down real fast. All right. So, the main thing is, what are you doing every day that's making you, and I've always seen this 1% better. What are you doing that's helping you to think differently, think deeper, think forward, whatever skill set you're trying to get better at, whether it's your relationship that you're trying to make better, what small things are you doing to change your situations? Oh, she switched up. What situations are you getting into, or what are you reading? What are you studying? What are you watching that's helping you get better? Because a lot of times we get stuck in a space where we're doing things that are not moving us forward, right? It's fine for entertainment, it's fine to relax. That's fine. Like I'm never going to talk about that. It's just spending too much time doing things that are not pushing you forward. They're not, and they may not even be holding you back, but they're not helping in your progress, if that makes sense. So we have to be mindful of kind of what we're eating, what we're feeding on, because if it's not fueling our growth, if it's not fueling our push towards our destiny, then it's keeping us from becoming what we're supposed to become, right? So that's the first thing. Like, what are you doing? What does your doing look like? Your next thing, we always talk about like your network, and this is probably like the space I'm gonna stick into the most, because this one holds you accountable and helps you become what you're supposed to become. Now, check this out. Your company, people that you're around, right? So your network is your net worth, right? I have a kind of like a theory, kind of breakdown of, building relationships and getting into a space or a village. That's kind of the term Pastor started using. And there's a difference between a village and a network. There's a difference between getting into a group or a space that provides information, protection, wisdom. That's what a village does. A network, in terms of how I'm defining it, basically is a specified space to get a specific thing. Okay, let me break that down. So a village would be like your family. A village cares about not only where you're going and what you're doing, but how you're doing. Because sometimes in the course of life, things happen. A village is there to protect you and help you through the rough patches, through the hard spaces. Now, a network can, but their main goal is to network. I give you, you give me, we work this thing out. You may go through personal things, but the network, in essence, is not designed to care about your personal outside the business or whatever the network is set for struggles. It's not designed for that. It's more or less a give and take and a growth, right? Try to be 1.5% better each day. Yes, 100%. And so your network is just designed to get you to a specific goal, whether to write a book, whether to build a business, however it is, create a better plumbing business, whatever it is. Generally, a network is just designed for that. Networks have a specific purpose, whereas a village is designed to help you as a whole person. Now, there can be people in a village that connects you to a network. Like I have that a lot, like I'm connected with different people in different walks of life, because that's what you want as well. Because not only it helps you, it helps your family, like it helps your wife, it helps your kids when they're getting into certain things. You have a group of people that care about each other, but each one professionally are into other things. So it opens up doors and opportunities to connect to a network that will help you in a particular space, if that makes sense. Because we always, as African Americans, we always talk about, sometimes white Americans get an opportunity to connect with networks that we don't get that offered to, because we don't have the lineage. We're not, we don't have the legacies, we don't have the last names that gets us in certain spaces. If we talked about that probably for decades, until we realize we need to start creating our own, which is hence things like Brothers of Legacy, to begin to build a new legacy, create new networks, create new groups of people to stick together. And this is why we talk about coming together as people for one sector to be specified for a specified reason, and another sector to protect each other as a village. We talk about the village a lot. Village, because you got to find people that you can connect to, because we can't live on an island. Now you can, but I was trying to think, how did my wife put it? She made a good, but eventually on that island, you're going to drown because you don't have anybody to save you if you fall in the water. So, I mean, that alone, has to make you think, man, it's true. You can't, it's not good for man to be alone. And that's isn't that what the word says? It's not good for man to be alone. So today, the main thing I want to encourage you is to connect with a village, because a village cares. They think about you. And it's kind of like a segue advertisement almost for the accountability call for my brothers tonight, because you need some place where we'll hold you accountable for the businesses or things that you're trying to develop and the goals you're trying to get to. And if there are areas that you're struggling with that the village directly can't help, there are networks that others can stick you in or put you into that can get you to the goal or get you out of the place of being stuck. He's right, but through faith we can walk on. Yes, indeed. Let's see. He said teams makes the dreams work. Network, yes, creates a like-minded supportive network. Yeah, definitely. Like, to me, a network, provides that information for specified spaces. Villages provide the support to get you through life, period. And I've never had this village mentality until like the last 2 or 3 years. My wife and I coming back together, realizing that us living on an island as a couple is not the best thing. We need to get around other like-minded couples in order to survive this, and in that part is like the village, the other couples, we come together, we discuss issues, we discuss different topics. Like, again, we had a great time Saturday, just kind of communing and with fellowshipping. And you learn that you're not alone in certain things. One of the biggest things I've learned from being connected to a village, and even with networks, you find that you're not alone in certain things. You feel like, man, I don't know why I'm struggling in this. And if you see, you look at social media, look at people like, man, they just killing the game in this space, and I am struggling. But you don't know folks' backstory. Like I said, you always get the highlights on social media. You never really know what somebody is going through. You never really know what what people are dealing with in their relationship. You only get the highlights on social media. You never really know what the struggle is. Right. Is that right? You're not the only one. Definitely. And we got to get into a space where you got to connect with other people. It's a gotta. Somebody, all right. You said somebody's either going through it or been through it. Yes, 100%. 100%. Let me know if I'm right. You guys, there's some folks in here. Do you feel like you're going through stuff alone? Have you had the opportunity to connect with like-minded people and realize you're not the only one? What up, Jeff? Good morning, sir. Good morning. That you're not the only one dealing with a certain situation or issue or problem. And it's encouraging. It's encouraging. Let me, it definitely it's definitely encouraging. Morning, man. It's definitely encouraging. When we were, struggling with always the AJ stories, just some of them, we just like, man, is it just us? Find out. No, like a lot of people had those ups and downs, those situations or those issues. And even in our marriage, when we go through the rough spots, you realize that you're not the only one. Everyone has particular things that they go through. Cole says, being connected with others has forced personal growth for me. Yeah, definitely. And that's big, because you watch somebody else, and if you get an opportunity to really know their personal life, you're like, man, see how folks deal with things. Like, you just let that slide off like that. Like you didn't just think to react. Like, I want to be like that. Like, I want some of those patience that you have. Let's see. Jeff said it's comforting to know at times when others are experiencing the same things as us. Right. That, I know, it's like it's kind of like you feel bad, but you're like, ooh, at least I ain't going through this by myself. And then you watch, like, if they get on the other side of this thing before I do, I'm looking for the blueprint. Like, what did you do? What steps did you take to get on the other side of this? What was it that you said? What was it that you did? How much did you pray? Like, how did you get over this thing? To watch other people go through things. And that's honestly, like, you got to stay connected. Say, I'm well connected, which has really helped me. Yeah, Lisa said I'm well connected. Right. That definitely, I'm telling you, you have to be. And that is positioning to grow. That is positioning to grow. That is the crux of it. The positioning to grow is about connectivity. He said, if you think you're the only one, it's isolating thing. Yeah, it's an isolating thing, 100%. Because I've been in spaces where, like, you see folks and you're connected to them. Then someone goes through something, or you going through, and now it's like, well, I'm not perfect like everybody. I don't have it together. I'm gonna pull back. I'm gonna pull back from where I'm at. I'm gonna pull back from all I'm connected to, because I'm going through. And I've seen that over and over, time and time. People pull back, they disconnect. My mantra with Brothers of Legacy is just like, don't disappear. Like, you can go through. You may not even want to talk a whole lot, because when everything's good, you're talkative. Hey, yeah, I'm dealing a little thumped up. But when things hit you like bam, like gut check, and it's worse. It's worse when it's something I did. It's worse, something that is 110% my fault. I made a bad decision. I made a bad choice. I should have went left, but I went right. It's something I did. That's when you really want to disconnect. Is that we think we're right? So exactly, we think we're supposed to hide hard times. Yeah. But can y'all agree with me or hear me on that? Like, when you feel like you did it, right? When it wasn't natural weather, it wasn't like the recession. It's just nice, bright, sunny day, and I did it. 100% my fault. Isn't that the time that you really want to disconnect? Because you can't admit, man, I screwed this thing up. And instead of reaching into your village to, like, okay, how can I fix this thing? Man, because I messed this up. Yeah, it's dumb. It's like, you did what? It's like, yeah, but nobody makes the right choice. Right. Nobody makes the right choice all the time. Right. Because that's just life. He said, what's crazy is being open about hard times. It's actually healing and powerful. let that marinate, everybody. What is crazy is being open about hard times to actually healing and powerful, right? Is that we all make the best choice at the moment, right? We think this, I got this. I got this. It's a little risk. We good though. I'm smart. And we have to be mindful. Like, yo, once we make the decision, it's all good. Like things happen. Things happen. The worst of the worst of the worst things can happen. And listen, your story can top everybody's story, but everybody would understand, like, man, I thought about that too. Like, man, I was wondering if that ever happened to me. Whew, I don't know how I would handle it, but we rally around each other. We try to hold each other, one, accountable, but then at the same time, we help each other move forward. Like it's all good. It's already happened. You know what they say, no need of crying over spilled milk. Let's go ahead, clean it up. Let's just see how we can make the most of the situation that we're in. How can we help ourselves develop and become better? How can we get to that crossroad again and make a better decision? And then you get to another level, you may make another bad decision, or a choice. I can't even say bad decision all the time because some decisions just like, what was you thinking about? But make a choice that just doesn't go the way we planned. Because there's just strictly bad decisions, and then there's a decision that just don't go the way we planned. Let's see, where's it at? All right. I know, you're right. Let me bring Pastor in. He right. He sent me a message. He said, "What's up, Pastor?" He said, "My bad. We're off this. I know I've been off on some Labor Days. You're right. You're right." I was like, you know what? This Labor Day, we going on. We going on. Try to be there these holidays because people are home. Maybe more people see the show. We'll see. We'll see. Good morning, sir. Happy Monday.
Good morning. I don't want to interrupt the conversation. You were on a roll there. I apologize.
Nah,
good morning, everybody. I apologize. I thought we was off today. I needed to talk to my boss. I gotta have better communication with my boss.
You're good. Yeah. So I think the admitting that you've done something wrong, the coming together. It's definitely a needed thing. And because you don't want to feel like you're alone. Like it's the worst when you make like I said, a bad decision or a decision that goes wrong. And then especially can we keep a real moment, especially as a married guy, your wife told you just like, no, we got this thing. And we got this. I'll make this leap. It's gonna be close, but we're gonna make it. And then it goes bad. It's like, yeah, I missed it. yeah, it went just like you said, but I was hoping for the best. And then you really feel like, oh, there you go. Cole, you starting. That's not wearing a Cowboys gear. He said there is a God. He said Sam is right. At the moment, he said at the moment we all think we're making the right decision. Yes. Yeah. Yes. And like I said, it's hard to like really recover, and you just want to shrink. You just want to disappear. It's like I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want.
Oh, you mean from making a mistake? You're talking about,
right? Yeah, after you make the mistake, and like you're in a group and we having conversations, like, hey, let's pass that. Like, nah, I don't want to come to that meeting today. We good. Like, I'll catch y'all next time. Nah, I don't want to come. I don't want to be there. I don't. Or you just, And my thing is like, for real, like real talk. Anybody on here, like, join part of us. Like, even if you're quiet, I get it. You're like, I'm just hurt right now. Y'all just pray for me. I can't get into the details. I'm just still embarrassed right now, but I'm still here. I'm not disconnecting. I just can't open my mouth and say how dumb I was. Said nobody goes into things saying, I want to get this wrong. I want to mess everything up. Right.
Right there.
Yeah.
That should be on a billboard. So that people can get over themselves, right?
Yeah.
Because you hold things over people's heads when they make a mistake, as if, they came into this wanting to mess it up.
Right.
That's just it. And I get that, certain people are out to do wrong. But when you're trying to build and progress, you know, why would you want to mess something up? So when you do, there's already enough culpability and guilt that you put on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What you need is your ecosystem. What you need is that positive energy, that positive reinforcement to remind you that mistakes happen, and it's not the end, right? It's a shifting, but it's not the end. And I think that's the mistake that we make, is we fail and believe that that's the end. We convince ourselves, oh, I got into the wrong thing, as opposed to I just did that wrong thing.
Wow. Right. Definitely.
There's a difference between not traveling fast enough in your lane versus thinking you're in the wrong lane, or even on the wrong road, for that matter. Right. Challenges come to us all. We all face challenges. I tell people all the time, you have no idea what I've had to preach through, what I've had to work through, what I've had to consult through. You know, you do all that. I mean, think about parenting, right? Your children carry your energy.
Right.
So what do? You press through. You can clearly see when you've raised a child in anger. You can clearly see when you've raised a child broken.
Right.
You can clearly see when you've raised a child and you've harbored unforgiveness, because they pick up that energy. They're an extension of your energy. So when it comes, so you learn these lessons as children. Right. So that you can, and that's it's so amazing when you think about the topic of being positioned for growth, and we're step out on faith and we want to do something, and then we mess up. Your point about messing up and not wanting to be around people, the very people that cheered you on when you were building it, when you launched out, are the people you need to lean on when you mess up.
Right. Oof. Yeah, definitely.
They're as good as gold.
Right.
You know? But I think that the problem is, to your point, we won't be candid enough. We won't tell the truth. We won't be honest about how we messed up. You know, and I tell people all the time, sometimes I think you said it early, because I was listening when I was a spectator before I jumped on. But you said it earlier, when I know I've messed up.
Right.
I wasn't on, but I heard you say that earlier. When I know I've messed up.
Yes.
You know, it was about 20 minutes ago, maybe 5-10 minutes ago. That's the hardest part. But what I realize is, if it's that obvious that you know you messed up, it's probably obvious to the people that are closest to you.
That's good. Okay.
Right. And it's important to have the conversation, because sometimes, and this is what I challenge people with. If I don't have the courage to say it to you, then have the courage to say it to me.
Right.
I saw what you did. I know that didn't feel good to you. Can we talk?
That's good.
Can somebody tell me that I messed up unbeknownst to myself? I may have missed it. Right. Can you love me enough to come and say, hey, bro,
I don't see it, but you see it. So you're saying, like, you see it, but I don't see it.
Like, if AD sees that pastor messed up, but pastor somehow has missed it, AD needs to come to pastor and be like, yeah, pastor, you know what? I love you. I appreciate you, you know, but this right here, I'm going to need some more understanding of why, you know, can you help me understand this? Because I'm not feeling real good about this piece right here.
That's good.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
I don't want to misread what your goal is. I don't want to misunderstand the point you were trying to make, you know, and I don't want to prejudge without clarity.
Right.
So we have to be strong enough to go to, you know, am I my brother's keeper? I don't know.
Right. Am I really? Right. That's good.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Let's see. Let me get this type that AD, it's difficult to be vulnerable when you make a mistake. Society is built to where you must be perfect in order to exist.
Yeah.
Jeff says, honestly, making mistakes is just part of getting it right. A lot of times it's just a process. Indeed. Let's see. Sam says, yeah, but can you hear
that's
that
good.
You messed up? Oftentimes folks don't say anything because it's not received. Okay. So
right. But can we touch on that? Because I love what Sam said. That's true. Certain people, you don't say anything because you don't feel like you can, because you've seen their reaction when others have said something.
Or even another reaction. Because sometimes, like, I may not say anything to you, but my history with saying something to pastors has been this reaction, or saying it to anybody has been this reaction. It's like, you know what, I'm done with saying stuff, so I'm just let you be messed up.
But I think that, to me, that's equal to an ought.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
When you have an ought, because there's a disagreement, there's a conflict.
There is.
Right.
Indeed.
And I think it's more important for me to say it to you, and how you react to me picking the lint. That's on you.
Right.
I should not get in trouble for wanting clarity, for wanting to express how something made me feel or made me think that came from you, because I look up to you, or we're connected in whatever the way, in whatever way. So it's not, I don't think it's the responsibility of the person saying it or providing constructive criticism to make the decision or evaluate or anticipate someone's response.
Right.
I think it's more important for you to say it, and then it's on them whether or not they receive it. At least you've gotten it off of you. Right.
True.
I heard, spiritually, when a prophet delivers a message, when a prophet is prophesying, they leave no concern for the reaction or the response of the people.
Right.
They're more concerned about not doing what God told them
to do. Yeah, 100%.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't want to live with not saying something when I know I could have.
Right. Definitely. Jeff says, sometimes people condition us to keep their mouths shut because of my reaction. Indeed. Cole says, funny that in today's time, the term safe space has become more popular. It should be a natural propensity to be that way with one another. Yes. And if it doesn't sit right with me, if we have a relationship, I'm going to say something to you after I check with Anthony and make sure I'm not tripping. Right.
Do you always check with him? Because in our history, I don't know, some of the stuff you said to me, I don't know if you checked with AD first.
We have a lot of conversations, though.
Sam, I think sometimes you just come right out and say it.
I'll leave my wife alone. She's amazing.
Hey, listen, I tell Sam all the time, I'm so grateful. I say this to people. I have a Samantha.
Right.
I have a Samantha in my life. I love that.
Most of the time, I check first. Right.
No, I'm teasing. I know you do. Honestly, I know you do. But I had to dig at you for a minute.
But yeah, definitely that positioning for growth. And I think that's like the biggest thing, just the accountability part. Because I think that's one of our biggest spaces that we struggle with growing. What's up? Good morning, Deborah. We struggle with admitting our faults, and trying to find a way to move past it. Because sometimes, we've known people, and I've even been there in a moment, when something goes wrong, you just struggle to move forward. You just struggle to just kind of, like you said, like Pastor, just to get over yourself. And it's hard to shake. It's like, I gotta stop thinking about this. I gotta move forward and not be fearful of making another decision, that's in this space. Because now I'm not gonna make that again because I jacked it up. I just forget it. I'm not gonna do this ever again because it went wrong, And having those conversations, you realize, oh, y'all all messed this up. Like, oh, okay, all right. And then of course the question is like, how do y'all stop thinking about it? How do you get over it? Like, and having those conversations, you get with somebody that's like, I just stop. It's all good. You just kind of you have to forgive yourself. I think that's the biggest thing. You just gotta forgive yourself for whatever it is that you've done, because we hold ourselves back.
There's a lesson that I've given to myself, that in the building blocks to success are riddled with incremental failures.
Okay. Right.
And if you don't anticipate incremental failures, you'll never make it to success.
Right.
It's really just that simple. The building blocks to success are riddled with incremental failures.
Right.
There are going to be little things that you don't get right that have to be cleaned up, sharpened, as you progress forward. There are going to be times where you question whether you're even in the right space or
Right.
whether you made the right decision.
Right.
Those moments of discomfort are building blocks for success, right?
Right.
And that's real. Just as critical as communication is to others that are in your circle and the ability to talk about things, it's just that critical to be comfortable with that internally.
Right. Definitely.
Because if you can't even look in the mirror, if you can't get up,
Right.
then I don't expect you to be able to have what it takes to talk to other people about the issues that you're having.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
The first thing is getting up, getting over yourself. And the next thing is, how do I get better?
Yeah.
I get better by recognizing that I'm not here by myself.
Right.
And God has put people and resources around me
No.
so that I can bounce things off of people.
Right.
Bounce it off you and I don't get the right reaction, the right response. That's okay. At least you did something.
Right.
I can go bounce it off someone else.
Right.
And what I do is I have to set up these targets in my life to make sure that I have people that I can go to.
Right.
Why would you have friends if you can't talk to them? Why would you call that person a partner if you can't communicate with them? It doesn't make sense. You're mislabeling people in your life.
Right.
Let's go back to the dictionary and define what a friend is.
Right.
Let's go back and define what a partner is. Let's go
Yeah.
back and define what agreement is. Let's go back and define what encouragement is. Let's go
Right.
back and define what pride is. Let's go back and look at the definitions of all of these things so
Yeah.
that we can live life with a clearer picture.
Yeah. Definitely.
Right.
Definitely. That was good. That was real good. Jeff said there have been times at work where my boss had to correct me and I was completely surprised. That's what learning looks like sometimes.
Absolutely.
He said, good point. Yeah, definitely. Like if, and I say it all the time. Like I used to say, man, I've been doing this thing all by myself. Ain't nobody around me, And then I realized, like, nah, they were around. I just wasn't calling anybody. I just picking up a phone call, just bounce a business idea off. I'm excited. I'm gonna do this thing. Instead of like, hey, brother that's older than me and been doing more things than I've ever done in my life. Like, what you think about this? Has handled more money than I've ever seen. What you think about this?
Yeah.
Oh,
I love basketball. Kobe Bryant, what can you teach me?
right.
You're retired. You can't teach me anything. You don't even play it.
Right. Coach K, what you know about basketball? What you know about winning the championship? Let's see. Sam says absolutely mislabeling, and you can't be mad at the person because you put them in the wrong place.
Now that's an interesting comment. I love how you came back with that.
Yeah.
This is funny. That comment just reminded me of the movie the Johnson Family Vacation.
Right.
With Ced the Entertainer, Bow Wow was in the movie. Was it played his son? Do you remember the scene when they were at the hotel and the little alligator was in the tub? When Ced the Entertainer tried to drown the alligator in the tub, and Bow Wow says, "You can't drown him in the water, Daddy. That's his habitat."
Right. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That's his habitat.
Right.
And that point that Samantha's making is, this person 99% of the time, they're going to be negative. They're going to have a negative response. Don't go to that person looking for encouragement.
Right.
You know what you're going to get from them. So, unless you're looking to be discouraged,
wow,
not to take it to that person.
Right. Yeah. Some people just have a certain view of certain things, and you already know where they stand on certain spaces. Oh,
because of personality. Yeah.
Let's see. Cole says, when I became a part of BOL Circle, I had reservations once I realized how similar all of you are and how strong in character all of you are. I know now this is essential. Amen. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Let's see. He also said it's like what Neo saying, I'm a movement by myself, but a force we're great, right? A force when we're together, definitely. I just hit the song right now. If you want to be better, you have to be able to take criticism and be able to take it with love. That you have to be able to. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Have to be able to take criticism because that's part of life. You're gonna get it at some point. He said, yes, that was hilarious, and that is so true. Oh, for the alligator, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
I learned that passing with certain people, their response is always the same. He said lousy.
Absolutely.
Right. Like in certain space, you can't, like something new, they just, they're in that certain space, they're stuck in their way. They're not gonna champion something new, but then again, like what did they say? Like with fish, you take the meat and spit out the bones. Some people are wise in certain areas. Like I could see his face. Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett. Like you couldn't go to him with a tech investment because that's not his space. He's always said he don't do tech. He may have done it now, but back in the day he would say I would never do tech. But at the same time, like I might go to him about an investment and show him the numbers and what it looks like. He may be like, well, that looks good. I may not tell him it's the sector of tech, but like based on those numbers, yeah, that's a go. That's a go. And sometimes when you take it to certain people that are pessimistic about new stuff, but they understand how things work, you just got to take the space where they said, well, if it was over here, it'd probably work better. Then you're like, okay, then it works. You just can't see, past certain spaces. So I think sometimes like we just got to tweak some people's advice. You kind of, even somebody that's been divorced, you may go to them about marriage. They're a little angry about marriage, but they may be able to give you some advice about what not to do. You just got to listen. Like, if I was you, I would do. You take it like, okay, let me turn what I should do, what you just said, into what not to do. And so I get it. Sometimes you just got to avoid the negative people, but some of them sometimes, every once in a while, they can give you some advice that might help if you just kind of twist it a little bit. So don't count everybody out. That's my message, because sometimes we're just so quick to count folk out. Man, what they gonna tell me? They done ruined everything. Yes, they can probably tell you a lot.
Well, I mean, think about. Let's go back to sports as an example, right? Magic Johnson, one of the, if not the greatest point guard to ever play the game. He had the size, the athleticism, the agility. He had all of that, and there was nothing he couldn't do on the basketball court.
Right.
He in his rookie season, he played all 5 positions in an NBA game. Wow. Point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. He even jumped at center, right? As much as he knew about the game, he was a horrible coach.
Right.
Great mentor, but horrible coach.
Right.
Right? So you could go and talk to him about the game, but you couldn't have him on the sideline coaching.
Right. Right.
Right?
Right.
Michael Jordan, one of the greatest players to ever play the game.
Mm-hmm.
But when it came to coaching and mentoring,
right,
he broke more people than he built.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You don't go talk to Michael Jordan about your rookie, your first round draft pick.
Right.
And they have an emotional problem.
Right. Right.
Michael Jordan's going to sit him on the bench. He's going to talk about him, criticize him. Right. He will make that person quit. We know that because we've seen it happen.
Yeah.
Right? And that person's still mad today, still hurt today.
Wow.
I'm not going to call his name out.
Wow.
Right? But my point is, does it make Michael Jordan any less of a champion, any less of a GOAT?
Right.
Right? That's all I'm saying. No, use them where they matter. Right. And to your earlier point, where it doesn't, let it roll off.
Right.
Let it roll off. Because you still want them in the room.
Right. Definitely.
There are people that get on your last nerve, but there's a quality that they bring where you still want them in the room. Ooh, I can't stand him, but he's good at, she gets on my nerves. However.
Right. Sam made a point though. She said, anytime we don't want to hear something, we say it's negative. Yes.
Oh, wow.
That is true too. And that's my point about writing for goal. Sometimes you're right. You don't want to hear it. Like every time I bring an idea, they got some negative to say. Sometimes they're just trying to give you some realistic
Maybe it's
thought.
your idea.
Yeah, right. Maybe the stuff you're bringing just ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. Rent them spoons. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is magic.
You ever notice that every time you bring something up, no one wants to hear it?
Right. Is it you? Or is it them?
Like you're batting 1,000.
Right. Oh, so on the other end, Phil Jackson was a bench player for his NBA career. Right, but became one of the greatest coaches ever. Indeed.
You want him on the sidelines. You don't want him on the court.
Right. Some people, some people teach, some people play. He said maybe I did. Right. I always messed it. Maybe.
But here's the thing, because I've seen a situation where I've seen multiple situations where that makes no sense at all.
Right.
And then a year later, do you remember?
Right.
Yeah. It sounded so crazy because it was genius.
Yes. Yeah.
It's it's funny. It's really funny how I love that the rules and the laws of followership. We saw that video several years ago, and the followership video showed
the guy dancing
concert, concert, and one person gets up and starts dancing. Everybody looks at them like they're silly until the second person gets up and starts dancing. Right. You look crazy when you're the only one out there. But the minute someone comes out there and joins you, it doesn't look so crazy.
If it's choreographed, everyone doing the same crazy
dancing,
doing the same stuff.
And nobody remembers the first person.
Right. That's good.
Sometimes it sounds crazy in the beginning.
Yes.
Until somebody else catches on, and then it becomes a movement. So we have to. That's why it's important for us to be open-minded.
Right.
That's why it's important to not be afraid to say something out loud. You might provide the shift that everybody needs. Right. But because you're bashful, because you're shy, because you don't like saying things, we may miss an opportunity because you didn't open up your mouth.
Right. Wow. Yeah. That's good. He said, I was listening to a rock artist bringing a song to his band members. One of them hated the song and wrote it off. Indeed. He said, right. And it's funny. Let me say this. Unfortunately, you may have been the one to come up with Lyft and Uber, but sometimes your lack of consistency, your lack of follow through, it's the reason people shoot your ideas down. You're like, that sounds good, but you're not gonna stick with it. Or you want me to invest. That sounds good, but what about this? And then what about this? And what about this? It's like, you come back to me in 6 months that you're still doing this, and then we'll talk. They said when that person recorded it for his solo album 1 year later, the same band member asked him, why did you submit that song for our album? Indeed, it happens. That happens a lot. People write things off. And like I said, the consistency or come back to me, because sometimes your character, we're talking about position for growth, your character has to grow. What people think about you has to grow. And sometimes you might need to present your idea to a different circle, because unfortunately, you've done so rough in one space that it's hard to take you serious enough, to invest into you. But you just gotta, that consistency. I think most people, I'll say for me, like with Brothers of Legacy, when we start having job positions and things of that nature, like your ability to be consistent and on time almost matters more to me than even your skill set. Having that discipline to show up, because some things you can just be trained. Like, it's great that someone already knows it. I don't have to really teach them. But if they don't come when I need them, you're late, like, hey, you're supposed to do my opener. Yo, we're 30 minutes in the show. I don't need you.
Can we change the subject? It's Labor Day. I wasn't here on time. I thought we was off.
Nah, you're good. Oh, but yeah, so it's definitely like that. If anything you get out of this, listen, consistency, what people to expect out of you, that's a big thing. That's a big thing. That's a huge thing. That character, development. He said, even the Bible says a man is not a prophet in his own country. Indeed.
Actually, a prophet is not welcome in his own.
Yeah. Country. Man, it's not. Oh yeah, right. Not a prophet. Yeah, that's old.
Well, there go Pastor trying to correct me. He must know. You know all the scripture. You know all.
Yeah, right. You must know it all. What's James 3:9? What that say, Pastor? What that say? He said, we love you making it dramatic, right? He said, love you making dramatic. There we go.
Coming to the stage.
Oh man.
Oh,
So-
quick story. I'll tell you. There's a story about a famous left-hand guitarist who got fired from a gig, who got fired from a band.
Really?
Right?
Mhm.
Him and the leader of the band, Little Richard was the leader of the band. Little Richard was the
Okay.
man, and there was a famous left-handed guitarist who got fired
Okay.
by Little Richard in the band.
Wow.
They didn't get along because he was too colorful, and Little Richard was the godfather of rock and roll.
Wow.
And this left-handed guitarist went on to do his own thing. His name is Jimi Hendrix.
Wow. Wow. That's interesting. I didn't know
Both
that.
were great,
Yeah.
but they worked great together.
Right. Right. That's good. Let me stand next to your fire. Wow. He said that's why my wife never laughs at my great jokes. She's a hater.
Tell her
She's a
to
hater
join
joke.
us on Friday
Right.
with dad jokes.
Dad joke, right. Tell her, come on through. Dad joke Friday. So listen, guys, we appreciate you guys for rocking and hanging with us. Man, this time went fast. Talking about are you positioned for growth? Hopefully you guys got something out of this. It's a Labor Day because the weekend is done. Get preparing for Tuesday. It's gonna be a short week though. It's gonna be a short week for most of you guys. So we appreciate you guys for being here. Again, she loved those. Make sure you share. Sharing is caring. Listen, we got to go, right? Pastor, we're going for 1,000 by the end of September. 1,000 subscribers. $1,000 would be good too, but 1,000 subscribers by the end of September. He said, great talking to you guys. Love you both. Love the chat.
Love you too,
Indeed,
bro.
appreciate it, man. 1,000 subscribers by the end of this month. So make sure you continue to tag some people, let them know. Tell the folks that you told to share. Let's double up the effort. If you told them to, if they like what they see, like, hey, did you at least check it out? They're like, yeah, it's all right. All right. Share that broadcast with 2 other people. Let's make this happen. Pastor wants to make that YouTube money. Listen, we both do. That'll change some worlds for everybody. He said, I don't blame you.
We'll be like the Prel commercial from the 70s. You tell 2 friends, they tell 2 friends, and so on and so on and so on. My bad. I'm aging myself.
I don't even remember that one.
You don't remember the Prel commercials?
You said Prel? What was
Prel,
that?
yeah.
Tires?
It was
No.
a shampoo.
Oh, I remember that champ. Oh,
Yeah,
no, but
I tell 2 friends, or you tell 2 friends, they tell 2 friends, and so on
So
and so
on.
on and so on.
All
Great day, Jeff.
right, Jeff, appreciate it. Oh, there you go. Jeff said, I remember it.
Yeah, I know, because you're missing hair on the top of your head. I know you remember that.
That's so wrong. That's so wrong. All right, guys. We appreciate you guys for being it. Right.
Birds of a feather.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for always supporting. Let's definitely make this a great day. Enjoy your time off. If you're getting the time, you got to go to work. Keep pushing. You got this. And listen, be safe out there on them streets. Too many fatalities are happening. It's okay. It's okay. Make sure you are staying safe. And 988 if you're having a mental health crisis or you know someone that's doing so. All right. As always, all hearts and minds are clear. Know that we love you. God loves you more. Stay safe, and we will see you in the AM. All right. Peace out.